Last night I had a crazy dream. Wish was granted just for me. It could be for anything. I didn't ask for money or a mansion in Malibu. I simply wished for one more day with you. One more day, one more time, one more sunset, maybe I'd be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. Leave me wishing still for one more day with you. First thing I do is pray for time to crawl. I'd unplug the telephone, keep the TV off. I'd hold you every second, say a million I love yous. That's what I do with one more day with you. One more day. Sunset, maybe I'd be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. Leave me wishing still for one more day with you. One more day, one more time. One more sunset, maybe I'd be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. Leave me wishing still for one more day. Leave me wishing still for one more day. Me wishing still for one more day with you. One more day, one more day.
Sorry. Never done this sort of thing before, so bear with me. I'd like to thank everybody for coming and welcome here to celebrate the life of Brian Warder. My name's Mark. I'll be your MC for the duration of the celebration. I don't have anything written down, so it's kind of all off the top of my head and do the best I can. Hi, buddy. Can you come up here? Nope. I'll just get into Brian's eulogy. It was written by Heather, his sister, and his mom. So, Brian Andrew Warder was born June 9th, 1978 in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, to parents Brenda and Alan Warder. You would never know he was a premature by his size as an adult. Brian spent most of his life in Swift Current. Brian and his sister Heather were very close growing up. When Brian was about 10 and Heather was 7, their grandma Warder felt it was time to let Brian drive around the farm, where they had horses. Heather had to hold on for dear life and was sworn to secrecy, not to blah. Brian loved to build Lego, and at Christmas would spend hours building the newest set with Heather. Brian was involved in Navy League cadets as well as Sea Cadets. He spent a few summers away at camp and rode the tall ship in Victoria, BC, where he learned to jetty jump, and Brian learned how to sail. Brian was in band at school, playing the clarinet, and spent many summers at different band camps. Brian loved cats and had some for pets and loved having neighborhood cats around too. Brian would often feed them and love them on the back deck. The highlight for him was checking on them daily and tell his family about them. Brian loved cars and loved to drive. He quickly learned about traffic tickets. He had a horrible driving record. Dad decided it was a good idea to get Brian involved in stock car racing, and he became a better and safer driver. Brian met Julie, and together they had Sean and Jordan, and Brian owned and ran a taxi cab company in Moosomin, Saskatchewan, and was a stay-at-home dad. Brian loved his boys and enjoyed spending time with them. Sean and Brian returned to Swift Current in 2012 and lived life like bachelors. Sean and Brian were planning on resurrecting Sean's 77 Ford Mustang this spring. When Jordan would visit, Brian made sure they spent time together and were often joined at the hip. They would watch TV and run errands to get car parts to fix Brian's cars. All three of them loved pizza and had an impressive pizza block collection, at one point almost as tall as the fridge. I can just imagine. Brian met Leslie in late 2016 and started dating in April 2017. You could tell Brian loved her by how he looked at her and talked about her. Brian and Josh, Leslie's son, spent lots of time together tinkering with cars and stair equipment, and the louder, the better. Leslie and Brian were married in July 2022. Leslie and Brian enjoyed camping and would go camping with their friends, Ken and Olivia. We would often hear stories about Brian's antics when they would return. Leslie and Brian were granted custody of Josh's son Jackson, and Brian loved spending time with him and enjoyed watching TV and sharing chips. Jackson called Brian Papa and loved him. Brian was transferred to Grand Prairie for work, and in July 2023, Brian, Sean, Leslie, and Jackson moved there. Brian got Sean a job at Magnum Cementing Services. Brian loved his family and enjoyed spending time with them. Brian will be missed by all who loved and met him. Mic's open for anybody that wants to say anything. So. If anybody does have anything. You definitely knew he was in the room. He's very loud, but he was also a big man. I only met Brian a few times, and he seemed like a good man to me. I was actually hoping to spend a little more time with him when they moved up here, but... Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. You can come over? You come back soon, okay. No.
That's Grandpa, yeah. That's Grandma. Grandma, not Leslie. Grandma. Mine.
Susan. Wait.
Brian wasn't one of a kind of guy. He always knew how to make my mom laugh. I'm glad he got to meet my son Jackson. You'll be missed, Dad. You'll always be my dad.
Hello, everyone. Bit sensitive. There's not a whole lot I would have to say about my dad. He was the type of man who would give you the shirt off his back, rip it in half, use it as a tourniquet if you didn't have it off already by, I'd say, like 5 p.m., along with his pants. But I remember I would come home from work after a good, I'd say, 50 hours of out in the field, and then he'd be out and having a dart. And I'd talk to him. He would always give the great life advice. I'd ask him, Dad, I'm not too sure what I want to do with all this money I'm making. And he's like, did you gamble it away? I said, no. Did you drink it away? I said, no. Did you smoke it away? I said, no. And he's like, that's all you really need to not do. And so I'm not very good with articulating with how I feel, but I'm pretty sure that everybody knows what I mean. It's just, he was just a good guy. And it made me realize how short life is and how easily it can be ripped away from you. And it inspired me to want to go and do cool stuff. And so I want to go do cool shit for him. Things that he never got to do. So that's about all I have to say.
Thanks for the permission. I have a poem here to read that was given to me by Leslie. In Memoriam by William Morecombe. For a second you were flying like you always wanted to. Now you fly forever in skies azure blue. We'll see your smile in every ray of sunshine after rain and hear the echo of your laughter over all the pain. The world's a little quieter now. The colors have lost their hue. The birds are singing softly and our hearts are missing you. Each time we see a little cloud or a rainbow soaring high, we'll think of you and gently wipe a tear from our eye. I don't really have much to say for closing. Sean said it best, life is short. Make the most of it. Love deep, hug often. Enjoy the little things. I don't know what else to say, really. Thanks, buddy. After we're done, there are some snack sandwiches at the back. There's no order in leaving the premises, so feel free to stick around. Chat, exchange stories, laugh, love, and that's all I got.
Ah.